Travis broke 3 school records. First player in 20 seasons to have 100 yards receiving and an interception nationally. Dylan broke 3 school records. 4th true freshman, last 27 years nationally to score a touchdown in his FBS debut. Jimmy broke 2 school records. We're the national team of the week. 4 buffs over 100 yards receiving. First time with 2 receivers having 11-plus catches. Shadur broke 9 school records, and Cordell Stewart called me not happy about it. Shador's personal record, you don't want to hear about that, but first player with 500-plus yards FBS debut nationally in 1996. What that means is we had some gentlemen that can play this game, but that does not mean anything going into this week. It's a whole new focus, a whole new understanding on what's at stake. This is a rivalry as we understand now. I apologize, it has to be important. It's not, it's Darius. Yeah, I apologize. Oh, it's a rivalry. We take it very seriously. First home game in front of Buff Nation, and we had a good practice today. We really did. I thought we could have took it up a notch with our focus, but we had a pretty good practice today overall. Let's get with the questions.
Hey, Coach Ryan Koenigsberg from DNVR.
My man, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Good.
Almost every other coach in the country talks about building inside out.
Yeah.
You talk about building outside in, and you kind of saw that play out on Saturday. I'd love to hear just your philosophy.
Well,
on that.
when you talk about, people say it, I build outside in because I'm a DB and I play receiver and I play skill position, so you would think that. But our line offensively did pretty darn well. Defensively, it looks like we played like garbage because we surrendered so many yards and points, and we're gonna fix that. But we have depth at both of those positions to get us to our destinations that we desire. So it's not like we just structured to build inside out. My attractability to skill level players is just a bit more than the D-line and O-lineman. But trust me, they coming. Those D-line and O-linemen, trust me, they're coming.
I asked you a few weeks ago about the relationship between Shadur and Shawn Lewis. And after the game the other night, kind of got me thinking back to when you were going through the process of trying to find an offensive coordinator. What were you looking for, and what made Shawn the right fit?
A guy that could take this offense to another level. We've always had success defensively, tremendously at our prior stops. Offensively, we had success as well. Brett Bartolome did a wonderful job. Coach Pollock did a wonderful job. They were my former 2 OCs. We just wanted to up the ante and go to the next level, and also take Shadur to another level. And he was ready. He was ready for the challenge, not just with the play calling and the dynamics of the plays and the structure of the offense, but with the personnel as well. I mean, I've been telling you guys, you, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry, but we have some tremendous athletes on that offensive side of the ball as well as defense as well.
Do you have to sell giving up
I don't
the head
sell.
coaching role?
I don't sell.
All right, so is there anything about having to step down from a head coach to come be an OC?
A tremendous opportunity. Not just the players seek opportunities. I think the coaching staff as well. We still have several coaches on the staff that their dreams and ambitions are to be a head coach at a Power 5 level. And it's my objective to help them get there. I want that for them more than anything, especially since I know that's what they desire. I'm going to help them get to that point.
Coach Brown, Joe Rico, Mile High Sports. I thought the biggest surprise was the offensive line. I thought they played great. I'd heard some things. I saw some things in practice, maybe, but also I think Shadur helped them out. What a great performance, getting the ball out of his hand that quick.
Right.
Could you comment about the line? Because I thought that they were a big difference maker.
We felt like the line was suffice. We felt like we had backs that could run the ball. The line was going to do its job, and we know Shadur is Shadur. You guys didn't know that because some guys are not intimate with this team, and you don't really, you're outside of the crib, commenting on what's going on inside. But that offensive line, you got to give them credit, man. When everybody was talking about we're small, we got Darren 269 guys at tackle. Like, where you get that from? But we got to improve running the football because the running backs that we have are tremendous. You're going to see a couple more things this week and featuring a couple more of those guys that didn't really get a lot of touches last week. Hopefully they get opportunities this week. But that line did a phenomenal job offensively, and they can do better. Thank you, sir.
Hey, Coach. Mick Miller, Fox 31. Obviously, Shadur.
How you feeling, first and foremost?
I'm doing a little bit better. Thank you for
Yeah,
asking.
you out your boot?
I got my boot.
Oh, you still in
hobbling
your
around.
boot? Okay.
I'm off the scooter, so that's a big improvement.
That's a pain in the butt.
Obviously, Shadur sets all these school records and leads the offense. Shiloh also leads the team in tackles. I'm interested, as you look back throughout the years, how that brotherly competition has pushed them to get better, and also how they've also been able to elevate the people around.
Well, they compete at everything. I mean, they argue about. I know what I was getting ready to say, but I was like, okay, should I say that? But as a parent, it's a good thing. I'm going to say it. They argue about who has the most money in the bank. I like that because it's not who's spending the most, who has the most stuff. It's like who has the most in the bank. I love to hear that argument. I love that. Then I get up. Then it gets on my nerves, and I say, let's stop it. But they go at it and compete all the time. And I like it because it pushes them. They've been doing it since they were shorties. I mean, coming out the womb. And I really like that Shiloh on the back end, he's the verbal leader back there defensively, and Shadur does what he does. But I love the brotherly competition, and it won't stop. Trust me.
Ariel Orsuto, 9 News. This Nebraska rivalry is really deep. It's really strong.
Yeah.
What have you kind of learned since coming here? What have you been able to teach this team? And really, what is this team feeling going into this game?
Rivalries are rivalries. There's some more severe than others. I think everywhere you go coach, from high school on up or from youth league on up, you're going to have rivalries. And just learning the dynamics of the different rivalries are I like it. It's delightful. So I've learned the severity, the serious nature of this rivalry, and I'm embracing it 100%. This is personal. That's the message of the week. This is personal.
Jimmy Surfoss, 247 Sports. I guess, what have you just seen from this Nebraska team so far?
They're well coached. I do admire their coach tremendously. I mean, what he did at Baylor. I know things didn't go the way they desired them to go in Carolina, but just that opportunity and doing what he did is something that some aspire. I don't aspire to go to the NFL, but some aspire to go to. But I like him. He's done a phenomenal job with that team and trying to get them in the right direction. They play hard. They play tough. They're physical. They dot I's and cross T's, and trust me, they're not going to lay down in any means. They're going to come in here and be prepared for a dogfight. They know the athleticism that we feature and what we come to the table with. So it should be a tough game. And I think we may have a couple of players that played for me once that's on that team as well.
Hey, Coach. Carlos Bryant, DSM. You were quoted that you were thankful that you were able to make it throughout the game. Mm-hmm. I was wondering what you were thinking when you had to sit down on that chair during the game.
I was hurting. That's what I was thinking.
And how much of a toll did that game take on your foot?
Well, forget me. I was thankful that the kids make it. You know what I'm really happy about that? We didn't suffer from the heat exhaustion. We didn't allow that to affect us. And I think we ended up with 6 or 7 penalties? Yeah, which was phenomenal. I mean, you guys say we just met. Now, you're going to get these guys on the same page. You remember all that? But it was phenomenal. My health is my health. Just to lead them out and run out the tunnel was enough for me. I did what I needed to do. But now it's time for them to get on. My health is going to be crazy. I'm going to take meds. I'm going to shoot it up. I'm going to do what I have to do to make it through. But this is about the kids. Thank you for asking them.
Hi, Coach.
How you doing?
Good, how are you? Nikki Edwards, U Sports Report. You mentioned on Saturday that Travis has the Heisman chilling at the crib right now. How proud are you of him just to kind of have him in Heisman contention to any degree?
Well, I think we have 3 of them is in Heisman contention right now. And Travis, what he's capable of doing, I've been saying that since he got here, since he got to Jackson, when I first laid eyes on him. The kid is he's different. as the young folks say now. He's phenomenal. He loves the game. He gets upset. Like I told he and Dylan, I don't want to see him practicing until Wednesday. So they're going to start work tomorrow, which gave them a few days off to get their body recuperated. But this young man loves the game of football, and you try to find out the intangibles about his life so you could recruit to that. You try to find out what makes him tick, what makes him him, and you recruit to that. You're not going to find anyone in the country with that talent, but with the thought process of how he goes about life. That's what you're trying to identify and go select young men that can accompany him on his journey.
What did you think of his shirt on Saturday in the pregame?
I didn't even see. I'm sorry.
Like a Deion Sanders shirt.
I don't know. You just first wanted to alarm me with that. I had no idea. I love it. Travis is like a darn son to me. Travis got a tear out of my eye last week, man. He brought me. I'm a fisherman. He's a fisherman, and he brought me a little lunchbox looking thing, which was a reel. It was a reel inside that was unbelievable. That you can't even get tangled up in this reel. You can't get a bird's nest in this reel. It was phenomenal, and he has the rod coming with it. And he's telling me, but he's teasing me. He's giving me bit to piece by piece. But just for him to care enough to understand that, that's what I love, and that's what we share in common. So I love that. I love that young man to life. It has nothing to do with his athleticism. I just love him as a person. He's a tremendous human being.
Hey, Coach, Tyler King with
How you
Kingburg
doing,
Gazette.
sir?
I'm well, thank you. Just curious from your playing days, if you have any memories of Nebraska as a former really big power and one of the top teams in the country. What you remember about their as a team?
They were unbelievable. One of my dearest friends, Broderick Thomas, played for Nebraska, and I can remember on one of my bye weeks in college, I went to see him play, and I saw the crowd and the way they responded, and it was unbelievable. But I think I played them. I think it was my freshman season. We went to play in Nebraska, and I'm pretty sure we won. But it was a tremendous sight to see how they love football in Lincoln.
Hey, Coach. Jack Harlow with Buffalo's Wire. On Saturday, I don't think we saw Alton McCaskill or Kermani McLean. Just wondering if you could give us an update on those two.
Well, Kermani has to be ready. He has to get ready. He has to get ready to play. McCaskill, he's close. He was mad today because he took it upon himself to take his gold jersey off on himself and not, we didn't tell him to. I'm like, I don't want you hit in practice. I want you to make it to the game. But he wants it so bad. He wants it right now. And we're going to monitor him and see. He shouldn't have. I wanted to take him, but he shouldn't have dressed out. I wasn't going to play him. That wasn't going to happen. But the kid wants to play right now, and we got to make sure he's ready. He's prepared.
Coach
question,
Sean
though.
Keeler at the Denver Post.
Yes, sir.
You mentioned Travis. I'm curious, as somebody who could play anywhere on the field and did, why do you think it's so hard for a defensive guy to win the Heisman, to be considered for a Heisman? And what can you say to those older voters who just won't embrace that?
Because they want action. I mean, they want action. They want to see plays made, and it's hard to make plays when the play is not designed for you to make it. You got to be so aggressive and so dominant as a Charles Woodson was to be able to command that type of attention and make those type of plays where you actually win the Heisman. Just having the audacity to get on the offensive side of the ball and be dominant, that gives him the upper hand. He's tremendous. I think I said I don't forget what show I was on yesterday. You have so many young men in high school that play both ways. And all these coaches promise them that you're going to be able to continue to do that when you come to this institution. And they lying. They're just doing it to get them. I haven't seen it. I just haven't seen it happen. And I told them I'm not hard to find. I know how to do it. I know how to monitor it. I know how to make sure that you're where you need to be. But the rule I have that you must be dominant on one side of the ball before I allow you to go to the other side. You must be dominant. And I feel as though Travis has proved his dominance on either side of the ball. And he's in incredible shape as well.
Hey, Coach. Jason Jones from Buff Beat.
How you doing, sir?
Hey, not too bad. Good day in Boulder today.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, Travis Hunter looks like he might be the greatest player in college football right now.
Yes,
but
he is.
I'd like to get your response to the play of Trevor Woods as well as Miles Slusher,
Okay.
two other DBs that were critical in that game.
Yeah, Trevor has been consistent. That's why he started. He's been tremendously consistent at understanding the playbook, getting guys lined up, and doing his job. And he did his job tremendously in that game. Slush has been a guy that's been consistent. We ask a lot of him, not only on the defense side of the ball on special teams, but I think Slush is banged up. Are we saying that, or are we not saying that? Well, Slush is banged up. I don't think he's going to play this week. Yeah, but he's banged up, and I want to do what's best for him right now instead of what's best for us right now. I don't want him, just lagging and continue with this. I'd rather him go. If he has to get a minor surgery, let's go get it right now so you'll be ready for the run, because we're going to make a run.
Hey, Coach. Brian Howell.
How you
Football
doing,
Daily
sir?
Camera. I'm good. How are you?
Good.
I know, as a coach, you mentioned the other day you're already looking forward to the next one as soon as that one was over.
Yeah.
As you watched film, what are some things you saw that this team needs to get better at, especially defensively?
Us?
Yes.
We got to stop the run. We got to tackle a lot better. Linebackers got to do their jobs. Coach Kelly called a great game. We must execute the calls. Great game, great calls. You know what's supposed to happen, but when it don't happen, you get upset. And I can't get upset with the coach. I'm upset with the kid because I know what's supposed to happen. And we got to hold those young men accountable, and we will, and we have. So he called a great game, but we must be better defensively because that, in turn, gives the more opportunities to score. But the thing about that last game, the way it was going and scoring, I just said to myself, long as Shadur has the balls last, we good. Because he's going to get us in. He's going to get us there. I've seen it his whole life, so I'm very secure with him.
Hey, Coach Prime. Pat
Yes,
Graham,
sir.
Associated Press. Nice to see you. Big win, possible ranking. How do you keep them grounded and not read their own headlines? And do you want that, or do you want them not grounded?
Well, I want them to read the headlines because I'm not stupid enough to think that they're not. I hate when coaches say that. Don't read your clippings. No, read your clippings. You balled out. I want you to read them. But you got to understand, everything they say ain't true. Either way. And we start winning, not in the news press and not on Saturday, but we started today. We started with the scouting report today and understanding today. Yesterday, probably half the team was in watching film and getting prepared and studying. So I love that aspect of who these young men are and what they want. But they've seen the results of hard work and labor. They've seen that, hey, man, all we got to do is win. You see all the attention that we're getting? Like that has registered now. And I think that's something that they couldn't fathom. They didn't understand that it could happen because of the light that shined up on us, and we're thankful for that. But these young men, they know now, if, man, we just ball out, we're going to get the love that we desire. And that's all they want. They want attention, focus, and a little love and light. And ain't nothing wrong with that, as long as they use it in the right way.
Coach's poll just came out. We are at number 25.
We're at 25?
Yes, sir.
I ain't mad at that. When the last time we've been ranked?
A little bit in the COVID season before that, 2016.
Awesome.
Congratulations on that.
Awesome.
You've said that Shadur has been like this his whole life. You know
Yes.
you can trust him.
Yeah.
But since he's shown up to campus, as he's a young man growing up through college, have you seen him take a jump in maturity? Because from outside looking in, it seems like he's taking on more of a vocal leadership role now, and he's holding his teammates accountable maybe
No.
to another level. Or is this the same that you've seen from him his whole life?
We're in Boulder, Colorado at a Power 5. I think our press conferences are a little larger than they were last year. I think the notoriety and the television component is a little larger than it was last year, much larger than it was in high school, even though we had shows that showed on social media and so forth. He's been a consistent same guy, and that's what I love about him. He rocks steady. He doesn't allow the attention and the focus and the lights to turn him or deter him or to lead him in a certain direction. He is who he is unapologetically. He's going to speak his mind. He's not abrasive whatsoever, but he's a very intelligent young man. So when he talks, you might want to listen, because what he's saying is he's not saying to be offensive. He's just saying to educate and inform, because he's trying to tell you what he sees. And that's the first thing I ask him when he come off the field. What do you see? What did you see? He said, I didn't like that. That wasn't good. That wasn't good for us. I said, cool. Let's go with it. Next series, let's get ready. So he shakes it off, and he's ready for the next series. But he analyzes in everything, on and off the field. And that's something that you want from a quarterback. You want to know their lifestyle, how they act on and off the field, because that stuff translates. You can't be, you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about.
Good morning, Coach Prime. Mike Lyle with KUNC Radio. How are you?
How you doing, sir?
Question. We talked about this. It was the case with the spring game. Do you think we're going to see the same type of the alumni coming back for this weekend with all the hype building up with this rivalry game?
I don't know. I'm so locked in on what we have to do. I'm not locked in on who's coming. Although I have some friends that are definitely coming that you guys going to love, to see them. But I don't know about the alumni. All I do know, if they decide to come, they have true instructions to take care of them, to make sure they feel at home, to make sure they feel comfortable, to make sure they feel like they were a part of this process, and they were. I wouldn't be here in this building, would be here if it wasn't for them.
Thanks, Coach.
That's it? You got some?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we heard about the coaches poll, but if the AP comes out, where do you believe this team should be after the first?
I don't care what no one says about where we should be ranked. I don't care about no ranking. I care about how we practice tomorrow. That's what I'm caring about right now. That ranking don't have a record, does it? Ranking don't have a record. Thank you.